They thought he was dead. His body lay chained to a wooden post in the training yard, blood drying in the dust of Capua's Gladiator school. The guards laughed, turning their backs. Another slave broken, another body for the pits. Then the chains moved. Not a struggle, not a scream, just a slow, deliberate tightening. The man opened his eyes, and Rome began to fall. They had taken everything from him. His name, his homeland, his family, even his language. He had once been a free man from Thrace, a warrior born among mountains and cold rivers. He had fought as a soldier, not a criminal. But Rome did not care who you were, only what you could become. A body, a tool, a spectacle. They sold him to Lentulus Batiatus, owner of one of the cruelest gladiator schools in Italy. There, men were not trained to live. They were trained to die beautifully, steel against steel, bone against blade, crowds screaming for blood. And in that place, the slave who had once been a warrior became something else, a weapon. They called him Spartacus. At first, he fought to survive. Then he fought to endure. Then he fought to remember who he was. Every night, he listened to the cries of broken men, slaves beaten, bodies dragged away, fighters executed for losing, friends dying for entertainment. Rome called it sport. He called it hell. But hell forged something inside him. Not rage alone, purpose. One night, in the shadows of the gladiator kitchens, whispers spread like fire through dry grass. Escape, not a dream, not a hope, a plan to 100 slaves. Knives stolen from kitchens, tools turned into weapons, chains broken in silence. But betrayal came first. The guards were alerted. The plan was crushed before it began. All except for 70 men. 70 slaves, armed with nothing but rage, hunger, and desperation. They fought their way out, killed guards with bare hands, took swords, smashed gates, and fled into the night. Rome barely noticed. At first, they fled to Mount Vesuvius. Rome laughed. Runaways, they said. Animals, they said. Gladiators pretending to be soldiers. So Rome sent soldiers, not legions, not generals, just men. Spartacus did not fight like a slave. He fought like a commander. He studied terrain, used cliffs, used darkness, used fear, and Rome lost again and again. Runaway slaves defeated Roman soldiers. The impossible had begun. Word spread across Italy like wildfire. Slaves fled plantations. Prisoners broke chains. Workers abandoned fields. They did not run from Rome. They ran to Spartacus. Farmers, miners, shepherds, women, children. An army of the forgotten. An army with nothing to lose. Within months, Spartacus commanded tens of thousands. Not soldiers, not citizens, slaves. And Rome began to feel something new. Fear. Cities locked their gates. Senators panicked. Merchants fled roads. The richest empire on earth was trembling before men who once had no names. Spartacus could have escaped. He could have crossed the Alps, returned home, lived free. But freedom alone was no longer enough, because every road he walked was built on chains. Every city was built on suffering. Every Roman victory was built on slavery. He did not want to run from Rome. He wanted to break it. Battles followed. Roman generals fell. Legions collapsed. Eagles of Rome burned. The unthinkable became reality. Rome was losing. 2 slaves, not kings, not nations, not empires, slaves, the lowest class in human society. And at the center stood one man, not wearing a crown, not sitting on a throne, not calling himself king, just a former slave with a sword. Rome does not forgive humiliation. Rome does not forget fear. So they sent their best: Crassus, gold, power, legions without mercy. The war changed. Discipline met desperation. Strategy met sacrifice. Spartacus fought like a storm. But storms do not last forever. His army was tired, hungry, broken by years of war. The final battle came like thunder. Steel screamed. Blood soaked the ground. The earth itself seemed to shake. Spartacus fought at the front, not behind his men. With them, he was wounded, surrounded, outnumbered. But he did not fall. He kept fighting until history itself lost track of him. No body was found. No grave was marked. No chains were put on his corpse. Rome claimed victory, but Rome never found the man. They crucified thousands of slaves along the roads to Rome. Miles of crosses. A message to the world. This is what happens when you rise. But something had already changed. Rome had learned a terrifying truth. Slaves could fight. Slaves could lead. Slaves could win. Slaves could shake empires. Spartacus did not destroy Rome, but he broke the illusion that Rome was untouchable. He proved that even the lowest man in the world can make the highest empire tremble. And long after his name faded from banners and battlefields, his story remained. Not as a general, not as a king, not as an emperor, but as something more dangerous, an idea. That chains are not permanent. That power is not eternal. That fear can change sides. And that sometimes the slave doesn't just escape the empire. He becomes the reason it fears the dark.
Like and subscribe for more epic stories.